Ever imagine yourself standing there on the Acropolis, sun's beating down on you, Parthenon, right there in front of you? It's more than just some old building, you know? It's like a snapshot. Ancient Greece right at its peak.
It's funny you should say snapshot,
Yeah.
because when most people think ancient Greece, they think of like one thing, but it was actually way more,
Fragmented.
exactly, not a country as we know it,
Yeah.
more like this network, right, of city-states, all independent, own governments, laws, even their cultures were different.
And this is over, what, a few hundred years? When exactly are we talking?
Try way more than a few. We're talking 12th century BC all the way to like 600 AD, big chunk of time.
Okay. So over that huge span of time, were there distinct periods within ancient Greece? Like, how do historians break it down?
Good question. So you've got your archaic period, that's first. That's where these city-states, they really start to emerge. Then boom, classical period, think Athens, democracy, philosophy, all that jazz.
The golden age stuff you always hear about?
Exactly. But then things change again. Alexander the Great enters the picture. Hello, Hellenistic period, Greek culture, spreads like wildfire. But even with those periods, you got to remember,
What?
regionalism, Greece, geographically. It's mountains, valleys, the works, that kind of landscape. It breeds independence, different regions, all doing their own thing.
So it's like even within those time periods, you've got all these mini cultures happening.
You got it.
Okay, so let's say we were going on a tour of ancient Greece, like back in the day. What are some must-see regions we got to hit? Besides Athens, obviously.
Well, you've got mainland Greece. That's Attica, where Athens is, Boeotia, Phocis, bunch more. Then you got to see the Peloponnese. It's a peninsula connected to the mainland.
Peloponnese. Wait, that's where Sparta was, right?
Ding, ding, ding. Sparta, all those warrior types. That was Laconia and the Peloponnese. But you've also got Achaia, Elis, Messenia. What's wild is those names, still around today. Modern Greece uses them as regional names.
No way. That's so cool. A direct link. Okay, but mainland, Peloponnese.
Yeah.
That's just Greece itself. Didn't their influence go way beyond that? Weren't there colonies all over the
Bingo. It wasn't just about being Greek. It was about living Greek. Population grows, land's scarce. What do? Colonies. All across the Mediterranean.
So, like, spreading the Greek way of life as they went.
Exactly. These weren't just outposts. Imagine mini Athens popping up everywhere. Southern Italy. They had Syracuse, Taurus. Heck, they were so successful down there, they called it Magna Graecia. Great Greece.
Great Greece. Wow, that really sets the scene. Okay, so you've got all this expansion, but back in Greece itself, with all those independent city-states, were there any, like, major power struggles? I mean, it seems inevitable, right?
Oh, power struggles. You practically had a front row seat for those. I mean, that's the thing about independent city-states. Great for, diversity, but man, the conflicts, epic. Alliances, wars. It's a whole saga.
So not all sunshine and philosophical debates then. Were there any conflicts that particularly stand out as we, like, dig deeper into this world?
2 words. Persian Wars.
Okay, yeah. Now, those are some battles for the history books.
No kidding. You've got the Greeks, right? Up against the Persian Empire. Talk about a clash of titans, Darius, Xerxes. These guys did not mess around.
So we're talking like those iconic battles everyone pictures with ancient Greece, the ones that defined an era.
Absolutely. Think Marathon. 490 BC. Persians thought they had it in the bag, outnumbered the Athenians like crazy. But strategy, guts. Athenians pulled off an insane victory.
That's got to be a story for the ages, right? Beating those kinds of odds.
Totally. It showed everyone, hey, the Persians, not so untouchable. Really fueled the Greek resistance. But then, 10 years later, Xerxes shows up, wants revenge for his daddy. And this time, it's not just Athens' fight anymore.
Here come the Spartans. I was wondering when they'd show up. Legendary warriors, right?
Yeah, the best. Discipline, strength, the whole package. Thermopylae, that narrow pass, Spartans held them off. Against a massive Persian force, too. Talk about courage.
Those Spartans were something else. But the Persians, they weren't just a land force, were they? They had ships, too, right?
Oh, yeah, controlling the sea. That was huge back then. And Athens, they were the masters. Battle of Salamis, Athenian fleet led by Themistocles, brilliant strategist. They crushed the Persian fleet. Changed the whole game.
So that was a turning point then, towards the Greek victory.
100%. Shifted the power, demoralized the Persians, those victories. They did wonders for Greek morale, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Forged a sense of unity, but
There's always a but in history, isn't there? What happened?
that unity, it had an expiration date. See, within this alliance, even as they were fighting the Persians, there was tension. Mostly between, you guessed it, Athens and Sparta.
Right, because If they both defeated the Persians, who becomes top dog then? I mean, it was bound to cause friction.
Exactly. And that friction, it became the Peloponnesian War.
So from fighting a common enemy to fighting each other, classic. What was the tipping point? What pushed them over the edge?
Well, after the Persian Wars, Athens, with that navy of theirs, they became the leaders of this thing called the Delian League, basically an alliance to protect Greece from future threats. Sounds good in theory, right?
Sure, but I bet Sparta didn't see it that way.
Nope, not at all. Sparta, they were all about land power, remember. They saw Athens getting powerful, ambitious, they started getting nervous, and that suspicion, it snowballed into all-out war. 431 BC, that's when it all kicked off.
The Peloponnesian War. Okay, so set the scene for us. What are we talking about here? Years of fighting. Who were the major players? And what were the long-term consequences? So I got to imagine, 30 years of war, that does something to a civilization. Okay, so we've got Athens, powerful navy, running the Delian League, basically calling the shots. And then there's Sparta, land-based powerhouse, watching all this, getting more and more uneasy. Sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, you could say that again. Peloponnesian War, it was brutal, decades of fighting on and off, all over the place, alliances shifting, strategies, you name it, they did it.
And this went on for, what, 30 years almost?
Right.
That's insane. What did that kind of sustained conflict do to ancient Greece? I mean, they're fighting each other, not even an outside force.
It wrecked them, frankly, weakened everyone. See, while Athens and Sparta were busy beating each other up, this guy, Philip II of Macedon, he saw his chance.
So this is where Macedon comes in. The power vacuum, right? Everyone's exhausted from fighting each other. Perfect time to swoop in.
Bingo. Philip, he was a smart cookie, built up his army, trained them up real good, and he started picking off these weakened city-states one by one.
He saw an opportunity, and he took it. Ruthless.
Oh, totally. And he had this decisive victory at Chaeronea, 338 BC. That was it, pretty much. Macedon was in charge.
And then his son, Alexander, didn't he take things even further?
Oh, yeah. Alexander the Great. He inherited his dad's ambition, times 10, became king at like 20 years old, and immediately, boom, off he goes, conquering half the known world, Persia, Egypt, all the way to India. Can you believe it?
And it wasn't just conquering, right? He was really into Greek culture, spreading it as he went.
Totally. The Hellenistic period, that's what they call it. Alexander, he loved Greek culture, art, language, ideas. He wanted it everywhere. And it worked, too, those Greek ideas. They mixed with local cultures, created something totally new.
So it's this weird mix of conquest and, like, cultural exchange.
Exactly. Think about it. Something born in some little Greek city-state, now it's influencing people thousands of miles away. Crazy.
Mind-blowing. But even Alexander's empire, it couldn't last forever, could it?
Nope. Nothing does.
So what happened? What brought down ancient Greece? Was it internal struggles again or something else?
It was new blood on the scene. The Romans. While those Hellenistic kingdoms were busy doing their thing, Rome was on the rise. By 30 BC, they'd conquered Egypt, the last of the Hellenistic kingdoms. That was it. Ancient Greece, politically speaking, game over.
But their influence, that's a different story. It's like ancient Greece is still with us, right? In so many ways.
100%. Art, architecture, literature, government. We see their fingerprints everywhere.
Okay, so let's talk legacy then. We've covered a lot of ground, but if you had to pick a few key things, what are the most significant impacts of ancient Greece? The things our listeners should really take away from all this.
Well, first off, democracy. Yeah, the Athenian version, it wasn't perfect, but it was revolutionary for its time, laid the groundwork for what we've got today.
It's like their ideas planted the seeds for modern government.
Exactly. And then there's philosophy. The Greeks, they were obsessed with figuring stuff out. Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, those guys, they changed how we think. Ethics, logic, the meaning of life. It all goes back to them.
It's like they gave us the tools to think critically. But it wasn't all serious contemplation, was it? Ancient Greece, they loved a good story too.
Oh, yeah. Storytelling was their jam. Homer's epics, the Iliad, the Odyssey, those are some of the greatest stories ever told. And they're still relevant. Heroes, gods, monsters. The themes are timeless.
Timeless is right. And we can't forget the theater. The Greeks practically invented drama.
Totally. Tragedy, comedy, they did it all. Sophocles, Euripides, Aristophanes, their plays, they're still performed today. That's got to tell you something.
It's amazing how something written thousands of years ago can still resonate with people today. The power of art, right?
Absolutely. And speaking of art, let's not forget the visual stuff. Sculpture, architecture, the Greeks were masters. Think Parthenon, perfect proportions, beautiful design. That's ancient Greece right there.
Yeah, and their architectural ideas, they didn't just stay in Greece either. You see those influences everywhere.
Everywhere. Doric columns, Ionic columns. You see them on buildings all over the world.
It's true. It's like this ancient echo,
Yeah.
still shaping our world. So we've got democracy, philosophy, literature, art, architecture. It's hard to overstate the impact of ancient Greece.
That's the thing, right? They were this tiny civilization, relatively speaking, but their impact, huge.
So to wrap things up here, we've taken this deep dive into ancient Greece. Wars, empires, culture. It's clear ancient Greece, it wasn't perfect, but it was certainly influential.
To say the least. And for anyone listening, if you're interested in learning more, there's a whole world out there. Books, documentaries. You could spend a lifetime studying this stuff.
Absolutely. It's a journey of discovery, and hopefully our little deep dive here has sparked some curiosity. Thanks for listening, everybody, and until next time, keep exploring.